Well, the largest volunteer-based statutory organisation in the country is the Civil Defence. Originally set up in 1950, it was envisaged as a civil response to any hazards posed by the threat of war or an emergency situation. These days, with 32 units in 26 counties, it has an active membership of 4,500 highly trained people. Marion Malone went along to the Civil Defence headquarters in Roscrea, County Tipperary.
Hello, Control, this is Tango November 3. Over.
This is Control, send, over.
Week in, week out, all over the country, Civil Defence volunteers give up their free time to train for and serve at numerous community events and major emergencies in support of the frontline services.
Hello, Tango November 3, ambulance is en route now to your location. ETA is 5 minutes. Do you need any further assistance? Over.
Hello, Control, no further assistance required at the moment. Over.
Well, we're here in Roscrea in the National Civil Defence headquarters, and today we're conducting an exercise, a search exercise for a missing person. So the search team manager is currently briefing the team. He'll give them their tasks in their search area, and the team will proceed from there to the search area and hopefully will locate the person as soon as possible.
Civil Defence services include casualty, search and rescue, the auxiliary fire service, radiation monitoring, communications and welfare, a service which provides hot meals and psychosocial support.
The whole spectrum of society is represented in Civil Defence. When I joined Civil Defence as a staff member 12 years ago, the then director sat me down and said to me, Bill, Civil Defence is about three things: volunteers, volunteers and volunteers. And every day since I've been on the staff of Civil Defence, that has been borne true to me. That we in Civil Defence headquarters, working with the local authorities, need to support our volunteers in everything they do, give them the proper training, the proper equipment, so that they can do the marvellous things they do every day.
There's training also this morning at picturesque Drumineer on Lough Derg, where Limerick City and County Civil Defence boat units have joined that of North Tipperary.
Today our simulated search was for a person who had fallen over from a fishing boat. So we had a simulated search, and we included that, our man overboard recovery drill that we do fairly often as well.
Today we're here in Drumineer with the Auxiliary Fire Service doing a pumping exercise. The work that we do in the Auxiliary Fire Service is to back up the primary fire service in times of major emergency, major fires, or as recent in the last year's major flooding incidents, we assist the primary service.
Civil Defence is proud of its training standards, which allow volunteers to work seamlessly with the emergency services such as the Gardaí and fire service in times of crisis.
Civil Defence College trains to a very high standard, and we're actually recognised as a training institution by the Pre-Hospital Emergency Care Council. We're also an approved institution by FETAC, we're recognised by the Irish Heart Foundation, and we're recognised by the Certifying Agency for the Occupational First Aid to deliver training and deliver courses and certification.
As this is your cardiac first response instructor certification course, we've already watched the DVD, so now we're going to put what you've watched into practice.
Behind me there is a cardiac first responder instructor recertification program. Even though they're instructors, they still have to requalify every 2 years to update their skills. We attend in a first aid capacity many cultural and sporting activities in the community. The volunteers themselves, when they join, they are trained initially as cardiac first responders, a very life-saving technique. And indeed afterwards then they can go on to become emergency medical technicians or EMTs.
So why do volunteers join Civil Defence?
To any young person considering joining an organisation like Civil Defence, I'd say definitely go for it. The skills you learn are brilliant. You have communication skills and people skills, and you learn how to work properly in a team with different people.
Basically, I was at a match one day and a player got injured and nobody there knew how to treat him or what to do, so it was just that we all felt so helpless. And I just said to myself, I'm never going to have myself in that situation again. So there was a local, in my own parish report through, the Civil Defence were doing a first aid class. So I went up and joined up, and here I am 18 years on. You get a chance to give something back to your local community, and that means a lot.
Leader, fine.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Once they locate the casualty, the call will come back here to our control vehicle, and they will arrange then for any further assistance for the team on the ground, such as medical evacuation, or call an ambulance if required, and the ambulance then will transport the patient to the nearest appropriate A&E.
Civil Defence has evolved from the air raid precaution organisation it replaced to a response to nuclear threat during the Cold War to what it is today. A highly trained organisation which has proved its mettle, not least when 10 units from all over the country assisted in the search following the sinking of the T-Bonhomme last January.
The beauty of Civil Defence is that it has such a range of skills to offer the frontline services that it can assist all of them, and it has proven its ability in the big freeze and the big flood and in all the major operations, and indeed in search operations week in, week out, which are the lifeblood of Civil Defence. It has proven its ability to be able to train with and support the frontline services, and that is the key role for Civil Defence, the modern Civil Defence.
Well, this whole weekend